Oh, my question was, come on, guys. We don't believe Kate. We don't believe Kate.
I don't believe it.
Come on.
I don't believe it.
You don't
Here's
have
what's
to
gonna,
believe
look,
me, though.
You can say it, but here's what's going to happen.
it.
Here's what's going to happen.
she would
You're
do it.
gonna
I
run
believe.
into a guy who you really like, and you're in your late 30s, and he's in his late 30s and 40s. Both of y'all have had a bunch of. Okay, hold on. Let me rewind that. I'm not going to say you've had a bunch of sexual experience, but you guys are adults. You guys have had sexual relationships. A lot of men, even Christian men, ain't going to wait for marriage.
They might not wait, but I want to find somebody who is going to
Pastor
try
Cooks?
to wait.
Huh?
Did you get yours?
You don't want
I'm
any?
fine.
Okay.
I want to be with a man whose intention is to try as much as mine is.
But okay, let's assume
And
like you guys
accidents
are.
happen, so if something
There it
happens,
is.
it can
Yeah, if
happen.
she's in a loving
there it is.
relationship and they
But-
decide
It
to
was an
fuck, what's wrong with that?
My intention.
And you should own that too. If it happens, it happens.
My intention
Nothing wrong
is
with
to
that.
wait.
Right. Your intention is to wait. Here, let's
Mm-hmm. I
get
can't
the
tell you what's
paper
going to
towels
happen
off
in the
table.
future, but my goal is to not do that until I'm
Yeah, but when
married.
you guys have been dry humping for 3 months and you're really turned on by it.
So here's the
blah,
thing
blah,
is
blah.
if I'm with a man who has the same intentions as I do, we aren't going to be dry humping for months beforehand. If we both want to wait, we aren't going to be doing those things that are going to invite sexual temptation.
Perhaps. I'm going to give my response after we do a cheers. Klain,
Cheers.
you are fucking
Cheers,
legend,
Klain.
sir. Cheers to Klain.
Yay.
Daddy Clean. He gets the bottle.
Finish
There's not
it.
that much.
Yeah.
Kill it.
There wasn't much left.
Crazy.
Thank you, Klain, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it a lot.
I guess just the issue is I'm not saying this is going to be the case for you. We've had a lot of these Christian women who come on, claim one thing. And then, like, we had this one girl. She's like, well, I had sex with, like, 2 guys. One of them was my boyfriend. She came back on the show a second time. But the first time she was on the show, she said, I'm 100% waiting until marriage. And then she comes back on the show the second time. Oopsies. I had an oopsie. I had a little sneaky link with my ex-boyfriend, and then we fucked. And now we're broken up again. And it's just like, they say one thing on the show, but I don't know.
Brian,
I don't need to convince you, though.
can I ask
I'm
you a
not
question,
worried.
Brian?
But what I'm saying is there's this, and absolutely, Chloe, just one sec though, is they're gonna say, you're gonna give different treatment to different men. So there's this, like, on one hand, you have girls who are gonna make a dude wait 3 months, 6 months till marriage in your case, but then they done fucked other dudes really quickly. And it's this sort of lack of symmetry in the treatment that you give certain men. And I think it's a raw deal for the guy who he's going to be the one who gives the fullest commitment. He's going to be the one who gives marriage. But you done fuck guys like first, second, third date. It's a raw deal.
You're proving their point, though, that they were making earlier
What's
when
the
they
point?
said that if somebody does OnlyFans or somebody does this thing, society will not let them change. And that's unfair.
I
So-
disagree. I mean, I have millions and millions of followers, and most of them know what I used to do, and I don't think they judge me for it because I think it's about like intention.
But he's saying that men aren't going to be okay with them making them wait because they've slept with somebody earlier.
well, then go find somebody who's easy. What?
Exactly.
Brian, I have a question. Do you have in your history of dating, have you dated women that have ended up being like just like brutally dishonest with you? Or maybe like your parents' relationship, did one parent, were they like super just like dishonest and just shitty to the other one?
Are we psychoanalyzing?
my-
Was it mother?
I am.
Yeah, my parents are still married. They've been happily married for a very long time.
Okay, so what
So
about
your point
exes?
has been completely debunked already. But
No, you don't know my point. Hey, man.
you're trying to make some inference like, oh, wow,
No.
Brian must have had a traumatic past
No.
experience or whatever. Or
No.
his parents or whatever. My parents are
No.
happily married. I can come to these determinations without having like a dysfunctional family dynamic. But to answer your other question, most of the relationships I've had have been quite good. There hasn't been like anything super crazy. I've had like 1 or 2 bad first dates. That's another thing. But actual relationships, aside from one, they've all been like, I have really nothing bad to say about the vast majority of my exes.
So
No,
then
and I
what's...
agree with him because like you're going to look at the examples you have and, you know, just like with choices in life. A lot of people will judge you for what you chose to do, but they won't also see the options you had. And there are a lot of people who do come from really bad backgrounds and have these skewed views. And quite frankly, like, it's admirable. She does want to wait till marriage. And I have my roommate right now is a virgin who's also waiting, but like, and I actually admire that and I respect her. But,
but-
you know,
that
doesn't mean everybody has that opportunity to just live a very noble, honorable lifestyle based on like their circumstances, their family, or whatever.
Look, Kate, your question was, well, should people not change? I think it's fine. What I'm saying though is,
Well, fuck what I was saying then.
well, hold on, we'll come back to it. But Kate, you can change. I'm not saying you should continue just. You haven't disclosed like your past all that much, so I'm not saying that just continue being a strumpet. Maybe you've only had sexual encounters and they were mostly all long-term relationships. But this idea that, okay, you're now going to go to waiting until marriage, you can do it. I'm giving the perspective. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just giving the male perspective on this and a bird's eye view analysis of what I think is fair. I think it's a really raw deal for a guy to marry a woman and wait until marriage when she done fucked 100, I'm not saying you did this, she done fucked 100 dudes on the first night.
So
That's like just looking at the pieces on the chessboard, that's like kind of a shitty position to be in.
I'm
as a dude.
not expecting to find a guy who's still a virgin, for one. I'm
Right.
expecting that whoever I find is going to have had a past. And I'm expecting that whoever he has had a similar change of heart that I have had. And he is going to want to wait as well. And that us
Right.
working together, we will make the right decisions to not put ourselves into temptation.
Are you mainly dating other Christians?
I'm not dating anybody right now.
But like, would you be?
Yes, in
Okay,
the future.
so I
yes.
think, they would be more forgiving, I
Yes.
think, with pasts.
Totally.
Well,
So
and
the people that she's dating are
the
gonna
right
forgive.
man will be. I'm not worried about it. I think that the right man is going to come into my life who can be forgiving of my past because he's had his own past, and we will both be on the same page with wanting to wait, and we will help each other with wanting to wait instead of trying to tempt each other.
Sure, and your specific situation is typically when this waiting for sex conversation comes up. Look, a woman could have had 1,000 sexual partners. She fucked all of them within 5 minutes of meeting. Then she meets, and she did that like literally last night. And then she meets a new guy and she's like, wow, I really like this guy. We're going to wait 6 months.
I'm going to make them wait because I actually like them. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, that's so.
I understand how messed up that is.
From the guy's perspective, that's like.
That's not.
Like, all these guys I don't care about, they can come in my pussy right away. But the guy who's actually worthy of a relationship, he has to wait. Isn't that kind of backwards?
No, I understand your point also too. Like, this is a bigger societal problem, like most of these discussions we're having now. Like, people are allowed to change, yes, but when you're starting from certain values or you've been traumatized, that's a little bit harder to like make that switch, if that makes sense. Because once you come through trauma, like, you're kind of jacked up in the head, like, you need your own like self-treatment, and then you can open up your array of dating. Who's going to be willing to deal with your trauma? Are you healed at that point? Does that allow different access to different men, and then are they forgiving once they come into contact with you?
I just